Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Using my over 20 plus years coaching experience, I'll give you a different bit of insight into the old world of football. Today, we're covering Manchester United against Fulham. There's not really much to talk about in this game. Really, it's the first game of the season, and all you're really trying not to do is lose, let's be honest, especially in the first half. You want to get yourself a foothold in the game, try to keep possession, and maybe not concede a goal. Fulham, you expect them to be near the bottom of the table, so this is a really sort of test for United to see whether or not they've got better. Now, as a coach, if you know anything about how to build a team, managers don't really get the time in the Premier League to do that. It takes a minimum of 3 years to actually build a proper team. That means you've been coaching, working with the players. Yeah, you've been getting rid of some players, but you're getting your own players in. And at the 3 year mark, that is when you're actually starting to build your own team, because you've got rid of all the old previous, manager players that from there, and you've got your new guys in. Your structure of the way you want to play is set. Now, I'm going to comment a lot about United as the season goes on, because United don't look like they want to score goals. They've got no sort of system to do that. And defensively, they still look a bit of a mess. And we're going to see it right here. But there's a couple of good points that they do here, as you see this defensive little fall here. But they're so easy to pass through in midfield, and you can see they don't really have the recovery pace. Casemiro's playing a little bit too high. His legs are gone. He's probably going to get found out a lot of times this season. However, he did look good with the ball at his feet, going forward and picking out some good passes. We're going to show a little bit of that. But this little back four here, I do like what they're doing. So at this point, you've got to remember the ball's on the halfway line, so the ball's not dangerous. The only thing dangerous is the space in behind. So this is the area. That's all the danger, and these four drop off as a unit pretty well and take care of the space. Now I'm going to show you another little thing here as that back four drift off, what they do correctly. Okay, I'm not sure who this player was here for United. He's just got completely beasted off the ball as this little wee young chap has moved into the middle of the field. Do you see this little shape here? This is actual, except for him, he's a little bit too far forward. If he's about there, it's almost textbook. The ball's there, so one of the players has to step out. He's done that perfectly, but he hasn't got too disconnected from these here, so they've actually got a pretty good defensive shape. He ends up coming in and pulling this player across, giving this guy only one opportunity to do something. Well, he could have passed it wide here, but in front of the goal, the only thing he can really do is take a shot. So actually, defensively here, even though they're kind of caught out, they're doing a good, solid job. And as you can see here, perfect. Nowhere really for this guy to go. If he's passing it wide, you can get there. Into feet here, we've got two people covering. He ends up taking a shot, and the keeper just tips it over the bar. Not a great shot, but it shows defensively they're making it difficult through the middle of the field, and they're kind of doing it the right way, which isn't bad considering what they were doing last season. Let's move on and see what else we can spot. Okay, this is one of those problems in the Premier League where these coaches have only done they just haven't coached enough, right? So they're trying to play football and trying to pass it out of the back without really explaining it to their players about why and how, what are the reasons you're passing out of the back. So the goalkeepers end up making silly decisions. Last season, I was actually doing a compilation of how many times goals were conceded because keepers aren't doing the right thing, and it's only because they're coached, right? So right now, you've got to think of it this way. If you're passing the ball out of the back like they're doing, they've got 4 United players in this area here. This keeper does not want to pass the ball back into this zone where he's received the ball. This ball is travelling from this way here, Dosh, into him. He just doesn't want to play it into this square here, anywhere near. He wants to get it onto the other side of the field and get rid of it. You can see he can make a bad pass over to here, and this guy can run on and get it away. So he suckered the team in. That's why they passed the ball. They've got all United players in one area. He cannot identify and see. He can always go long, make it safe, but he can't identify that this is the space that they've now created, and he can't get the ball there because he doesn't have the technical ability. So what he ends up doing is making a terrible mistake, bosh down the middle of the field, and all sorts of problems happen. This should have been a goal from United. If United are going to, challenge for the top 4 or move forward from their position of 8th last season, they need to be ruthless in these decisions. And remember, when the other team hands you an opportunity to score, you have to score. Because remember, there's 2 ways you can score. Well, if you've got to think about it, there's 2 ways you score. 1, you score because you've created a great goal-scoring opportunity and you finished it. Or 2, they've messed up and you capitalise on a mistake. I would say 60-65% of goals in the Premier League are scored because the other team have made a mistake and you're capitalising on it. whether they've passed the ball in midfield or lost it, or the keeper's knocked the ball out from the back like this and they've lost it. These are the ones that you capitalise and punish. They're giving you a goal. You need to score it. United don't. It comes here to Bruno Fernandes and you're expecting him to do something. He hits it at the outside of his foot, completely and utterly makes a hash of it. You're thinking right here, left foot, give it a go. Or even left foot, take it around the keeper and try to slot it past him. He doesn't do any of those things. He just tries to stab at it. If he just shimmied and let the ball roll with him, he could have slipped it into an open net. Doesn't do it. You have to worry if the most creative player from Manchester United can't beat the keeper 1v1. Yeah, you're going to have some issues. But let's get on to the next thing. This is where I was talking about Casemiro being a little bit higher up, and I quite like this, okay? So, when you've got this many players here, you're going to be doing something. He ends up putting a little ball through for a runner here. It's not bad, doesn't finish it, but it's creating another opportunity. Now, if you've got these wide players out here, you've got to have a purpose for them, right? United don't seem to have a purpose for these wide players. If they're out there to beat a player and whip it across, that's a purpose. If they're out there to beat a player, run inside and cut it, that's a purpose. They don't really seem to have a purpose of what they want to do out wide or anywhere near in the final third. Actually, United's sort of best qualities are not to be in the final third here. It's to have the ball down here and hit them with the pace and power that they have, because they have lots of pace and they don't seem to use that. They seem to be trying to play around the box, which doesn't seem to play into any of their players' attributes. Rashford likes space to run in behind. Garnacho likes space to run in behind. They all like to do that. Ticky-tack passing around the 18-yard box is not really something United have got the players to do. So you worry about their coach and going, well, all of the attributes that his players have got, they're not utilising. But then you want to jump on the players and say, well, they're not playing well. Yeah, because Rashford wants space to run into and attack, and you're not giving them that. You're saying stand out wide and try to do a thing. But let's just watch this little through ball go through here because it is delightful. Dosh, in it goes. That's got to be a bit of a better finish there. And that's one of the things that let United down today. I think one of the misses of the season is going to happen later on. So let's move forward and see if we can get onto that. So this is the United goal. But there's a couple of key moments I want to show you on this as we track through. This here isn't really good enough from the Fulham player. He just needs to get goal side, right? So you can see where he is right here. And all he needs to do is make sure he doesn't get turned down the line. And this United player either has to turn backwards or come out this way, right? So he has to go back into traffic in midfield. I know there's none here. I know you can see that. But hopefully this player can come in a little bit and squeeze that gap. He doesn't. He absolutely gets bodied and he just rolled down this line here. Watch this. Is this way? Dorsch just rolled. He stand there and all of a sudden he's completely and utterly taken out of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fulham players are now completely gone. Just because his body shape isn't right on this tackle, and he doesn't really understand that if he just stands there, goal side down that line, he doesn't need to run and try to win the ball. He doesn't need to try to, because this is, I think, in the 85th, 86th minute, just as the goal scored. Correct me on that, I can't exactly remember when the goal's gone in. But all he has to do is make sure that he doesn't get beat and hold that line, and he doesn't. He dives in, the player rolls him, and off he goes. So you've got a runner in midfield here, and you can see how far Fulham are exposed. This guy right here, he's in no man's land. He has to kind of pressure the ball. This guy has to go with the runner now, has to make that challenge. Make that effort, which is absolutely fine. But this is the player that's going to end up receiving the ball. Want you to keep an eye on him here. It's the new signing. I think his name is Xerxes. Don't know much about him. Looks like a big lad. Might have a little bit of a finish on him as well because he does get a decent goal here. Good run here though, stretching the defenders, making them make a decision. Do they go with him? Because if they don't, he's going to get a nice through ball in because there is space here, and this is what United actually one of their strengths are. But decisions have to be made by the Fulham. They have to do a thing. And they don't really. They just kind of sit there and just get scored on. One thing I'm going to pull up here, look at the body language here. He's made the run and pulled all these defenders back, which has completely and utterly opened up the space for the middle here, right? Without that run, without that selfish run there, bop, these guys don't come this deep, and they're a little bit closer, and he doesn't get the space to pick out a pass. His body language, though, is absolutely terrible. It's like, I wanted the ball, I should have had it. Mate, you can't do that. You're in a team, you're supposed to make those selfish runs, and as soon as you're there, get back on side and see what you can do for your teammates. As this ball comes in, though, Brosh has a little turn, and look how much of the field he's got. 1, 2 little runners, and away they can go. Fulham, they're trying to get back and recover, but also look at the defensive shape and the difference, okay, with the United players. where you can see, look, he has to be out there. He has to be covering the middle, but there's no one that can put pressure on the ball and stop the player running through the middle. Just like the Fulham player had earlier in the first half, it's a similar situation, but just because of this extra run here and because of this guy out wide, they can't afford to step forward and pressure the ball, which gives this little wee man all the time he needs on it. Now, this is a good thing. What he does, this little wee chappy, so actually he lays the ball off, and the first thing he's doing is trying to get on the end of it. Now, there also is a difference here because he's got extra space to work with because he's picking the ball up so far away from the 18-yard box. When he lays it off, these guys have got time to stop. Also, you can see there's two of them and there's no Fulham player close. They've got time to pick out his run because he's got so much time to make this run. You've got 1-2 Fulham players. I want you to keep an eye on this guy here, right? Watch this. This is what happens when you ball watch too much. All what's happening is it's late in the game and you just don't switch on just enough. This guy's going to run past him and he is going to get go towards the ball, and actually it's about here when he does it. Completely miss the run of the player here and allow him to get the little tap in right at the end. Let me play this just a little bit. You can see he's laid the ball off. They're about to do a little pass there. Don't get caught up about these two playing. Watch these two here. He's supposed to be marking him. He's supposed to be tracking this run, but watch him get suckered into the ball, and this guy just slipped through the net. Watch. Dum, 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 dum. You see he ends up going behind him, completely unmarked now. There's two players on the ball. This guy wants to get involved somehow, and that's when the ball gets played in, and he's completely free. Look, you can see this guy as well. He's not quite sure. He's also, this is one of the other things that happens in football, is they just have dropped a little too deep. Can you see they're also off? I think this is Scott McTominay here. They're just a little too deep. Neither of these two United players are actually marked by these two centre-backs, and both of them could have done something. But, mate, you've just run with this guy. You know he's running. You've just followed him. And he's just snuck in behind you. And in comes the ball. Bosh. Tap. Goal. And now you just lost your opener. Simple tracking the runner. Not enough pressure on the ball. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.